Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Goldbridge and this is your watch-along for Brentford against Manchester United. We start the Premier League with United, Saturday lunchtime, 12:30 UK time. How are you all feeling? How are you all feeling ahead of this game? I tell you what, I'm looking at it, I'm going Man United win. Man United win. I've seen the people moaning and look, everybody's entitled to an opinion. That is how it works, but I just don't get it. I think that's a win. I know there are changes I would like to see in that team. Absolutely, 100% agree. But there's people losing their crap, and sometimes I think they're doing it for effect. Because they've already said Amrim out. They've got nowhere to go. And I think it's too soon for Amrim out. And then I think you end up in this position where you have to back yourself over your club and go, I've already publicly said Amrim out, so I've got to lose my shit about absolutely everything. I think it's a win. I think it's a good team. I think it's the team I expected. I'm very happy that Sesko's starting because the rumour was, and Robert McCormack would say it himself, in the big games that you need to win, he normally does start Mount. So Mount on the bench for me is a good thing. I like Mount, but you can't rely on him anyway. Sesko starting is absolutely important. And Burmo back. I can see people in the chat saying, yep, good. Agate in the midfield I expected, Binder in goal I expected, and Maguire over Yoro I expected, and Delo coming in for Mazraoui I expected. So yeah, it's not massively surprising to me. Let me get the team news up on the screen for you because it's whizzing around as I can see, but I don't really give a toss about Brentford. I give a toss about Manchester United. So let me pause that on the screen for you there. So that is the United lineup. We're in the lovely black kit today as well. I should have wore it myself, shouldn't I? But I'm a bit under the weather and I wanted a couple of layers. So yes, that's why I haven't done that. But it's a nice kit. It's a very, very nice kit. It's a very, very, very nice kit. And yeah, I think that what we're effectively looking at here is a United side that should be winning this game. Let me know your thoughts on the team, by the way. Good afternoon from Australia, Mark, says Kyle. If we are big at half-time, would you bring in Lemens for some game time? If we're winning big at half-time and we can afford to bring Lemens in at half-time, mate, I'd love to do it. I don't see it happening. I mean, let's start off with that. I sort of said this on Thursday night when we did the live preview. A lot of people were talking about, Lemens has settled in well and hopefully he's going to start at the weekend. And you can never rule it out, but I never expected it. We haven't bought Donnarumma. We haven't bought Emi Martinez. We've bought a young goalkeeper. And Amrim, stubbornly or rightly, is going to stick with Binder until Binder makes that mistake we know he will make. And then when that mistake happens, if that mistake happens, Amrim will be under pressure to replace the goalkeeper. In fairness to Amrim, did he get the goalkeeper he wanted? No. I don't think he wanted Lemens. I think he wanted Emi Martinez. And I think the club have gone for something that's longer term. I don't think he wanted Sesko, really. I think he wanted someone ready for the now, but the club wanted to go longer term. You have to balance that. We know that Amrim doesn't have a veto, so he has to work with the club, and if he gets outvoted, he gets outvoted. So I think that Binder in goal doesn't surprise me. Harry Maguire at centre-back instead of Lenny Yoro. I'd prefer Lenny Yoro, but this is what managers do when they're under pressure. They revert to experienced FC. We saw it last week against Chelsea. Personally, I don't like it, but I'm used to it. I expected it. I'm not going to lose my shit over it. I'd rather see Lenny Yoro playing at the back because Lenny Yoro's the future of Man United and Harry Maguire's the past. But he needs to win 2 games in a row. So he's going to go with Lenny Yoro. I think that with regards to sorry, apparently I've got a bit of a bogey coming down my nose, which is probably going to be, your highlight of your stream if you focused on my nose. I mean, it's a little bit weird, but I have got a cold, so it probably will happen a lot if it's something that gets you excited. It's inadvertent. I'm not trying to do that. But yeah, into the midfield. I mean, a lot of people saying free Mainu. I'm personally a believer that Mainu can play in the midfield next to Bruno, but I knew he'd go with Agate. We spoke about it in the preview. So I'm not surprised by that. Delo coming in for Mazraoui, not surprised by that. And Sesko playing in the attack instead of Mason Mount. I prefer that. So look, I think the big talking points from you lot is going to be, why is Mainu not starting? It's a bit of a boring repetition argument. If you expected him to start today, it would have been a shock. I didn't expect him to start today. I didn't expect Yoro to start today. Ideally, Yoro and Mainu would start. I put my hands up and say, yes, I'd prefer Mainu and Yoro in the team, and Lemens, but I didn't expect it. And I think that, I've think sometimes there's negativity in the team news for negativity's sake. I mean, it's not a shock that Yoro, Mainu and Lamens are on the bench. And if it is a shock to you, where have you been? It's not a shock. So why are people moaning about the team news when we all bloody knew this was going to happen? And you've got to put, as a fan of the club, I believe you've got to put yourself in a mindset of, that's a really exciting front three. We need to win this game. And it's almost like people seeing the team news and go, oh, I've got this wrong. And then they put themselves in a mindset of, well, do you want us to lose? I want us to win. It's Saturday lunchtime. You know, I want to be sat there watching the 3 o'clocks on That's Football knowing that United have won. Apparently, we could be in the top 4 if we win the game today. So, I mean, I'll double check that. I mean, and it's probably going to be very short-lived, let's be honest. It won't it won't be a long-term thing, but let's have a quick look. So, top 10 would be... we've got 7 points, so yeah, we'd go up to potentially 4th place, certainly in the top 5, just for a short period of time. And this is what I mean. I think, you know, we've just got to win the next 2 games, and move on from that. Hi, Mark. I'm from Australia as well, says James. A couple of Australians in the chat. I don't know why. I suppose it's... Yeah, I do know why, actually, because it's probably like 10 o'clock at night for you, isn't it? So it's not a bad kickoff time. If you are watching from around the world, let us know where you're watching from. James says that my team, Brisbane Lions, just won the grand final today. Hopefully that brings Man United some good luck. Let's go United. Well, there's the Brentford team. Look, Brentford, Keith Andrews. One thing I'm going to say negative, right? I'm just going to say this. I will lose my shit, right? I will lose it if Jordan Henderson runs the midfield. If Jordan Henderson runs the midfield today, Amrim's getting it from me. Official, right? I am not sitting and watching Man United's midfield get run through and bossed about by Jordan Henderson. I mean, he's an ex-bloody Liverpool player, that's it. That's enough to boil the blood. But Jordan Henderson, bloody, you know, Katie Price FC, I ain't having any of that. I'm not having, literally I'm not having any of that, but I'm not having bloody Katie Price FC running around my bloody midfield, dominating our midfield. It ain't happening. I'm sorry. I get quite agitated about Bruno playing in the midfield anyway. And if Jordan Henderson runs that midfield, Henderson in 2025, says Biggs. Exactly. If Jordan Henderson dominates our midfield, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. So that's the only thing I'm going to say negative about that. Also, looking at that Brentford side, I think you've got to keep an eye on Shard, the number 7. He's a good player. Atara's obviously come in from Bournemouth. But, you know, Keith Andrews, I mean, isn't he the guy who bloody sticks his hand up the arse of Orville? Isn't he a puppet master, Keith Andrews? I mean, who are you, you know? We should be winning this game. I don't want to get locked into too much respect for Brentford, because I have got respect for Brentford, but it's Brentford, you know? It's I'm not changing the kits in the background. It's Brentford. So... yeah, it's not disrespectful to say that Manchester United should be beating Brentford. We've got a front line that's worth 200 million quid. I think we're going to win. I think we need to be positive. I think I want to see a lot of support for United today from you lot. But I'm also going to say the front line's 200 million quid. Don't be over-respecting Brentford. If we lose this game, then questions need to be asked, because that front line is 200 million quid. Bruno Fernandes is on 300 grand a week. Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, De Ligt, multiple international caps. Like, we win this game. We win this game, we do the match reaction, we get loads of good player ratings, and we all go, that's the sort of result we should be getting. And that's the pressure that United are under today, to go and win. And if we win 4-0 and people want to say we're going to win the league or anything like that, let them overreact, positive toxicity or whatever you want to call it. But we need to silence the negativity. If Amrim can win today, it's 2 wins in a row for the first time since he's been here. You got Sunderland at home next week. He could get 3. International break, bit of positivity. You're literally putting fires out. That's the opportunity in front of us today, and I hope we can take it. Seth says, I like how you've said we used to look at these games and go 3-0. Love the lineup because of the new attack trio. We bought them to inflict fear, so hopefully we can, says Seth. We've just got to win this game. We've just got to start this game very, very well. This definitely isn't the same Brentford of the last few years. Should be nothing less than a win today, says Callum. And I think that's a great point as well. A very, very good point. This is not Thomas Frank's Brentford. This is not Norgard and Flecken and Wizza and Burmo. This is a different Brentford. And yeah, they're going to be hardworking. They're going to be direct. But we'd be masters of our own downfall, really. Okay. Zakil says, why is Yoro on the bench? Is it because he's friends with Cobby? I don't really know. I don't agree with Yoro being benched. I thought Yoro and De Ligt were two of our better players for the first few weeks. I don't know why he's out the team. But, you know, he is. So got to deal with it. If we get dominated by Jordan Henderson, it's up there with the Ginger Longstaff in terms of historical lows. 3 points or nothing, that's the feeling today, says Marla. Why is he Katie Price FC? Jordan. If you know, you know. She used to be called bloody Jordan when she used to get her baps out. And she wasn't working in a calf. So he's Katie Price FC. Mark, I don't like the lineup. Bruno is not a CDM. And why do you drop Yoro, says Toto. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Right, it's Saturday, so this might help you out a little bit. Let me just go to our sponsor for the show. It's already there. Surfshark, you know all about Surfshark. They're our sponsor on the show today. You can download it. We've got a great offer for you. But what is Surfshark? It's a VPN. It's a virtual private network. It's a leading service for protecting your online data and privacy. It securely safeguards your private messages, your photos, your videos, and sensitive information. Allows changing virtual location on platforms like Netflix for global content access. So if, for example, this afternoon, you want to watch certain sporting events and you're in a place where you can't, you could change that location from the UK to somewhere like the USA and maybe get yourself a subscription to something and watch games. So Surfshark is a great way of using your VPN. Also, if you're in America and you want to watch your UK Netflix, you can just change your location to London and you can watch your UK Netflix. Offers for Surfshark One Suite include alerts, search, private ad-free browsing, antivirus, and alternative ID. Works with Android, iOS, and all that lot, but also you can use it simultaneously, so you can be on your laptop and on your phone as well. Special offer code for you lot is United Stand, and you get an extra 4 months free, which is brilliant. So United Stand code gets you 4 months free. It's got a comprehensive digital protection package with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Grab this exclusive offer with the code United Stand for premium digital protection. Thank you very much to Surfshark. Check it out. Very, very good. Somebody just said something about you can use it to bypass the new porn rules. I don't know about that. I mean, look, it's you know what? It's topical. Apparently, you know, you now need to have a digital ID to do that. I don't know. And, you know, you can't have a pop at me for that because that is a new rule in the UK. So apparently if you use a VPN, you might not need to do that. But that's nothing to do with me. I don't know. Okay, 7:30 kickoffs in America are the best, says Story Time. And J4 says first goals for Cunha and Sesko today. I hope so. Right game to bench Yoro. Need Harry for the set piece. This is Tyron. I think he would have benched Yoro anyway. I do think he would have benched Yoro anyway. But in fairness, I do think you're right. I do think you're right on that. I think that they're going to play very, very direct, and Harry Maguire would probably be a very good selection for this type of game anyway. So, yeah, I think you're probably right in relation to that one as well. Welcome to everyone who's tuning in on Twitch as well. Zach Sex says Surfshark is goated. Terp says 12:30 kickoff, third kit. We've seen this movie before. What is that movie? I sense it might not be a good movie. Yeah. But no, Tyrone, very good comment there. Let me know your thoughts on the team, whether it's Super Chats or not. I want to go through that for the next few minutes because we've got some interesting quotes coming in from Amarin. We're 15 minutes out from the start. I think that's a great point. This is why we do this. This is what we do. Thank you very much. This is a great point. Harry Maguire in a game like this probably is a very good idea because they're going to be very direct with their long free kicks. He's very good in the air. So yeah, good idea. But what I would say though is Brentford do counter well, so we've got to make sure that we don't leave Harry Maguire in the one-on-ones. Certainly. Len says, what about Xerxes? Well, he's got more chance of getting on the pitch today because obviously we've got a few injuries. So our bench today: Fredrickson, Heaton, Heaven, Lemens, 2 goalkeepers on the bench again. I'm just not going to go there. Leon, Mainu, Mount, Yoro, Xerxes. It's a very young bench, really. Fredrickson, Heaven, Lemens, Leon, Yoro, all 20 or under. Mainu as well. So it's a very, very young bench. The only player, I think, on that bench over 22 is Heaton and Xerxes. So it's a very, very inexperienced bench for Manchester United. So, look, we just got to win this game. That's how I feel about this. And sometimes that can put you in quite a dangerous position because I'm very confident that we're going to win. I'm expecting a win. The negative people, and that's probably not the fair word. You might be hoping for a bad result because you don't like the team. You might be expecting a bad result because you don't like the team. I think a lot of us are expecting a win. The trouble with that is, it doesn't leave you anywhere to go. If we draw, it's a dross. It's not a good result. So if you win, part of me will be going, well, I expected us to win. So there's not a lot of, it's a bit like, it's a bit like when Brazil play someone like Saudi Arabia in the World Cup. There's only one result, win and win well. If you win and you play badly, you get a bit of stick. If you draw, you get a lot of stick. If you lose, you get pelters. So it does feel a little bit like that for United. And maybe that's a little bit unfair because we haven't won 2 games in a row. Brentford at home could be a difficult game. So Brentford away is even harder. So maybe we're starting, even though we're trying to be positive, maybe we actually are raising the bar a little bit here. But we have to. I don't make any apologies for that. You have to. Reece says you sound a bit ill. Mate, I sound a lot better than I have done this week. If it's the first time watching me this week, I definitely sound a lot better and feel a lot better. But I'm not totally better. But yeah, it's been a rough week. So I've always been working towards this. I've had to bin off FC 26 right at the start of my career mode, which I'm loving. It will be back, but I've had to bin it off all week to try and rest the voice and rest myself, working towards today so I could do the watch along. I mean, you can do an 8 o'clock show and get through it. You can do an hour show and get through it, but 3 hours of streaming is quite, something I knew was on the horizon. So I'm happy to be here. I feel fine. There might be a couple of coughing fits. I mean, if Jordan Henderson bloody plays well, there will be, but I'm doing okay. Thanks for your support. And on that, the cough starts. Oh, God. That was sort of like a reminder of you're not okay. I felt that one. You just have to get... To be blunt, when you cough it up, you've got to get it out. Thanks everyone who's tuning in on Twitch, by the way. Really appreciate you. Got a few comments coming in. A few people saying hello. Do you think Yoro benched because he missed the header leading to the goal last game, says Ito? I feel that Yoro is being punished, and obviously it was Bruno Fernandes who threw him under the bus. I mean, to be fair, ever since Bruno Fernandes threw Yoro under the bus after the game, which I think was disgusting, Bruno started both games and Yoro's been dropped. So Amrim obviously sides with Bruno on that. I think he was wrong. Going back to what Bruno said, he said in the goal, it wasn't my fault. Yoro is meant to step up. I was going to mark Rodri. Well, you were nowhere near Rodri, and ever since then he's been dropped. So, I think Yoro's been a bit unfortunate, but we know who runs Man United, don't we? And it's Ruben Amorim. He has to make the choices. Data says, was anyone here when Mark left Twitch on last time? Just thanks to Angry Ginge. That's all I've got to say for that. If you want to subscribe on Twitch, by the way, it's pinned in the live chat. You can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime. Be one of our subscribers there. Thank you very much. And if you're on YouTube, please do subscribe. It's free, bottom right-hand corner to do that. Going to Manchester next week from Switzerland, says Louis, for the Sunderland game, probably. Ian Tracy says, the team is as expected. I didn't think he would change the defence. I would have started Mainu and Lemens, but that was never going to happen. I agree, Ian. I've got no... You know what? You know when the team news came out? My genuine reaction was, thank God Sesko's playing. That was it. Sesko, I really genuinely thought he was going to start Mason Mount. So that was the thing that really, made me happy. Because I thought he would go with Mason Mount and play Cunha as a false 9. So I was very happy about that. I didn't expect Mainu to start. I didn't expect Lemens to start. And Delo, look... You know what makes me laugh? And I've purposely left this a little bit later in the show. It's Kai. Thanks very much for subscribing on with Prime on Twitch. It's amazing, isn't it, how Sesko can't start the first 3 games of the season because he's new to the team and he hasn't had a pre-season. It's amazing how certain players can't start new signings because they're new It's amazing how certain players can't start because they're coming back from injury. Delo starts training on Tuesday after a couple of weeks out injured, straight into the starting lineup. It's amazing how certain players can go straight into the team and the laptop says yes, but other players, it's like no, they're not quite ready. And Delo goes straight in. So, you know, as I've always said, Delo is a favourite of Amorim, whether you like it or not. I'm comfortable with that because I know that. Connor Live and Beasted It, mate. Thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. Paperman says, my mum quite fancies you. Obviously a very intelligent woman. It's the Portuguese cartel, says Jeff. Juan says, hello from the States. It's 6:19 a.m. right now, and I'll be cheering United on while at the gym. Love that, Juan. Will we ever play Le Mans? Glenn Castle says, what's the point of buying him? I give up. Your streams got me in. That was from Glenn Castle. Your streams got me into football, says Axel. Island Boy says, Casemiro being out, Amorim missed the chance to play Bruno at 10 and Kobe at 6. Would take Bruno out at 60 minutes for Cunha and send a strong message to the players and the fans. Amorim in still. I'm Amorim in, but you've got to realise that I was Mourinho in and he was obsessed with Fellaini. I was Ten Hag in and he was obsessed with Anthony. I was Ollie in for a long time and he was obsessed with McTominay and Fred in the midfield. Every manager seems to, you know, have these tendencies that you learn and you just have to sort of like go, they're not perfect. I agree with that, with what you're saying there. I mean, you know, Casemiro is completely suspended. There's still no place for Mainu. It's like, I'm not saying Mainu's right to say he wanted to leave, but at some point, it could change. It could change after an hour. He could sub Bruno off and we'll all go, wow, he really does want to give Mainu a chance. But you can only live in the moment. And things could change very, very quickly for Mainu. But at the moment, you sort of look at it and go, there's been so many opportunities to get him into this team. You know, and he won't do it. He won't do it. But today's one of those days where playing Bruno in the midfield might really work. As long as Man United win, the cheerleaders will be out saying, oh, it works. So, Unknown Possibility 67, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Thanks, everybody who's tuning in. Ian Tracy says, this team is as expected. I didn't think he would change the defence. I've done that one from Ian. Thank you very much for that. That's some good comments there. Cheers from New York, says PZ. Oh, I love the place. Thank you. CF26 says, my mum fancies you too. She's also blind. Blind people can fancy people. Could be on The Voice. She could listen to me and know I've got an attractive personality. So, you know, you probably tried to crack a joke there, but it has misfired massively. Hello from Oklahoma. I'm on my way to work, says Nemo. Stay safe. Safe journey. When's the chart show back, Mark, says Ahmed? When I'm back, fully fit, that'll be back. But it's quite good because it gives us a couple of weeks to sort of assess your player ratings, which you can do, obviously. Mark, some fans only care about the formation, not the club's progress. Do they just want a FIFA team to play against their mates, says Mustafa? Some people boom shakalak. Thanks for subscribing on Prime. Thank you very much. On Twitch, sorry. Some people, unfortunately, want to be right. It's a modern society issue. They just want to be right. It's not about what's best for the team. It's about being right. Edward V, you are right. He's gifted 5 memberships. You're a legend, pal. Some people just want to be right. So what happens is, I've seen certain journalists, certain United fans tweeting, whatever, Amorim out after the Grimsby game. I've had enough. He's got to go. They have to stick with that. And you put yourself in a really difficult position because you've already said it. If you'd kept it to yourself and gone, I'm going to wait and see, you might be Amorim out, but you give yourself some time. When you go public, everybody knows what you've said. And if you change your mind, people will go, you're a shit fan. You're a fucking flip-flop. And if you stick to it, you've got to be negative all the time. And that's why Van Gaal, I've told the story so many times, I went so early on Van Gaal and it was miserable. I was right, but it took bloody ages and it was miserable. So I'll always try and stay as late as possible, probably, honestly, for my own mental well-being, really, because it makes you negative about everything. And we're miles off Amorim being sacked, by the way, miles off. Having said that, we might be 90 minutes off if he got beat badly here, but you know, I think we are miles off. Staying positive, hopefully not back to square one, says Family Channel. Are you doing push my hairline back till you win back-to-back, says Velvet Thunder. Don't know what that means. It is good to see you getting better, Mark. Who has Amrim supposed to start with Ahmad and Mazraoui out instead of Delo? Exactly. We're short in that position, Man United philosophy. 7 a.m. and I'm driving to my son's under-10 tournament. Can you wish the OCSA Coastal crew good luck? Good luck to them, Z3 Music Official. Absolutely. Matt Oates and Greasy and Rusty, thanks for subscribing with Twitch with Prime. And Roger Ramjet as well. Thank you very much. What a great name. I think there used to be a Transformer called Ramjet. I'm pretty sure I had him. I hated Transformers. I couldn't transform them. I'd get stuck halfway. Please wish my mate Feck a happy birthday. He's 21. He's a huge United supporter, but also a big supporter of Ineos. James, you're a comedian. Why would you start a player that doesn't want to fight and would rather go on loan, says presuming ad? And that's a mic drop. That's a mic drop. Mark, did you hear what he said on Menu just now, says Ashish? I will try and find that for you. Let me have a quick look. If anybody's got the quote, I will read it to you. Don't always find it. Ryan Rhodes has been watching for years. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. Greek Striker, thanks for subscribing with Twitch. I can't see any quotes. We need to see how we're going to behave with some victories. We haven't seen it. Okay. Yeah, Potter has been sacked by West Ham, yeah. Nuno's coming in. Which would be interesting. Players are in the tunnel. He has spoken about it, but I can't see the bloody quote. If anybody's got it and they can whack it in the chat, that would be great, because he has definitely spoken about it. I just can't see the bloody quote anywhere, because loads of people are talking about it. Yeah, we'll find it. We'll find it. We'll find it. Players coming out anyway. Cheers from Florida. Glory, glory, Amrim in, says Mendoza. Thank you very much for that. Can you shout out Mason and Big H? Absolutely smashed it. Their matches this morning. Thanks, Mark, says MPO. Great stuff. Friday Night White says you missed my super chat, buddy. I'll go back. Colin Bolger, thanks for gifting a membership. Afternoon, hope you're feeling better. Enjoy the game, says Leon. I am feeling better, but after 3 hours of this, I'll probably feel a lot worse. Why are some people hell-bent on ruining all our good coaches out of town? Amrim is a good coach. Team is getting better. Stay the course. I've just got to grab, very, very quickly, a sore throat sweet. I'm absolute prat. I'm an absolute prat. So we're here all along. I ran halfway up the hallway and then realised, yeah, idiot. Okay, I've earned a hype chest on Twitch, which is great. I've always wanted a hype chest. Have patience in the early stage of the rebuild. No manager is going to do everything we want 100%, but we can't keep going in circles. I said this last week, Island Boy. TGV, thank you very much for your super chat. I said this last week. I think it's really important to just win. I don't expect... I mean, it'd be great if we can play good football, but I just think I want Amrim to get another 12 months and see where we are. So for that to happen, he's just got to win. And the only way to silence the media and the Amrim outers is to win. If we play badly, but we win today, people can moan about formations and they can moan about no menu and they can moan about whatever they want to moan. But if we win, he's won 2 games in a row. The only thing that protects you in football is winning. And, you know, Losing to Arsenal and playing well doesn't protect you. It's a loss. So all you can do today is win. And if we do that, let the moaning commence. But we must win. Colin, you're a legend. RD, thank you very much. I can't say Sam is a dwarf, Dylan. Dylan's saying Sam's a dwarf. I think that could be quite offensive. But there you go, Dylan. Casemiro being out is worse for Mainu. Bruno and Mainu midfield is madness, says Base. Well, yeah, I think if Mainu was injured, I think if Bruno was injured, Mainu would start. I think that's a very, very, very good comment, Based, to be honest. Right, we're about to start here. Why are you not standing up, Mark? I'm not 100%, that's why. Just got to get through this game. We've got to get through this game and win. You're over-exaggerating the Yoro situation, says Saint Blanco. Mate, the guy was starting games and now he's been dropped for the last 2. I don't think it's an over-exaggeration, and I very much doubt he's sat there going, yeah, it's an over-exaggeration. He's been dropped for the last 2 games. He was starting every game and now he's been dropped. Friday Night Whites, I found your super chat. He says, I remember seasons when Sir Alex Ferguson would hardly play gigs in the first quarter of a season and then set him free from winter onwards, hanging there cobby, says Friday. Yeah, look, it's a long season. What do you think about the yellow shorts? It's a meme. It's a meme waiting to... I mean, we're not going to need it. We're not going to need it. But if yellow shorts, yellow socks, yellow belly, cowards, that's what I'm talking about. But we won't need that. I don't really like the yellow shorts, if I'm being honest. I prefer them with the black. But Brentford are on the attack straight away. Always good. Bruno. From the lineup, it's clear that Amrim is going with experience over youth. If that's how he feels, we can get 3 points today, and I back him, says Shahin. Oh, 100%. We saw this against Chelsea last week. He's definitely going for experience. Jam2066 on Twitch says, I like that kit. It's nice. I like the top. Do like the top. I really do need to change them. I'm going to change them. Why is Delo here? Hopefully not to cause us problems. But yeah, you know, we saw it last week against Chelsea. He's certainly going with experience in the midfield, in the team. My question mark is Patatas and Exo, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Is at what point do you then bring Yoro back? Bring Mainu in? Bring Lemens in? Are we just going to be what I would say is if we're going to be an experienced team, there's no future in it. If you're going to keep picking Yoro and Shaw and Casemiro and Bruno in the midfield, that won't work for the next 3 years. It might not work for the next 3 months. So is it just stabilise, get a few results, and then start trying a few things? Yeah, probably. I think that's what it would have to be. Jinx says these yellow shirts are not it. Well, Brentford starting on the ball here. Ethan's done a little bit of a poll on Twitch for you as well for the result. Potter's been sacked. Potter. Graham Potter has been sacked, says Lucas. It's all Brentford at the moment. Maguire's playing as the centre-back, which... There's an epidemic of mental illness among kick designers, says Kenneth. There's nothing wrong with the Man United home kit. I've got it here. It's lovely. I will change them as the half goes on. I mean, that is a nice kit. You know, you can't argue with that. That is very, very nice. It's an early chance for Brentford to throw a throw in here. They'll launch it into the box. Now, this is like watching Stoke. There it is, long throw. Oh my God, he went right the way through to Bienda, who's wearing a pink goalkeeping kit as well. I mean, there's a lot of colours out there. It's like a packet of Skittles. Why is he in pink when... I don't get that. So, Bienda's in a pink kit, but Brentford are in a red and white kit, which when you mix it together makes pink. I don't get that. Pasta likes the pink kit. I'm going to change this while I'm here. This was just from last night's Bundesliga. I'm about to go through a coughing fit, so that's why I've gone and stood up. It'll pass. Oh, I've done it the wrong way. Interior designer bridge. Oh God. Oh God. I ain't getting better, am I? I'll have to go to doctors on Monday. I went to the doctor and guess what? Oh, go on, Sesko. Here we go. Hold on a minute. And Burmo into the box. Cuts it back. Sesko. Lays it off to Cunha. Nah, that's not a layoff. That was crap. What are you doing, Mark? I'm putting my shirts up for luck. This will help us win. It'll be worth it. You'll see. There we go. You'll see. Brian J, thanks for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Nice ball over the top here to Dorgu. We've got to start the game well here. I feel like the longer it goes on, the more problematic it is. Mike, thank you very much for subscribing with Twitch as well. Hello from Croatia, says Dadok. Do you think Sesko's going to score today, says DHRA? I hope so. I hope so. Remember the crap lime green we had 2 years ago, says the Inquisition. I think United kits become massively... somebody said this to me the other day. What are your favourite Man United kits? We've probably had really good kits when we were shit. Like, this kit is a very good kit. But it could also be a very forgettable kit because we play crap. So, a lot of the kits we look back to, like that kit behind me, the blue and black one, is because... I tell you what, Sesko's looking fast. He's looking sharper, isn't he? Looks a lot sharper, Sesko, than he has done in a long time. Yeah, but kits get remembered because also of the players that wear them. This is the sharpest I've seen Sesko. And what I mean by sharp is like match fitness. Looks very, very sharp. Nath Footy's watching from Canada. Shame no menu, but come on United. You're invited to our wedding on the 2nd of October 2026 in Canada. You never know, Nath. It might happen. You never know. Hello from Portugal, says Jose Pedro. Thank you very much. Bit of an end-to-end game here. Mainly on VAR could be an issue, says Paul McNamara. Afternoon, Mark. Is Amrin probably prioritising the experienced players to not put pressure on the youth players? I think he's prioritising them, delusional unicorn, in the hope that more experienced players will get him the win. Playing the bees and we're wearing black and yellow, says J-Dead. Go on, that's a good ball by Agate. Loads of space for Delo. Wide right to Cunha. Fucking rubbish ball. When will Delo learn to fucking pass? Why is that? And here we go. Brentford are in. Goal! Well, that's all on Delo. If that's a goal, that's all on Delo. Fucking idiot. Absolute twat pass. I think he looks offside to me, but I haven't seen the replay, so I can't tell you. But that all comes down to Delo. What the bloody hell are they even doing? Are we even serious here? What? How are they even through one-on-one? What's Maguire doing? There's so much wrong with this again. Delo plays a shit pass to Cunha. Oh, Maguire. You're going to get really lucky there. Well, he's bloody... an absolute disaster. It's exactly what I said. You can't play Maguire as the last man. Why is he playing as the centre-back? What is he doing? It's a brilliant finish, by the way. Fucking hell. What a finish by Thiago. Jesus Christ. If he's onside, what a goal. Absolutely clueless playing Maguire as the last man. You may as well have a bag of cement. He's good in the air. He should be right-sided centre-back. But we might get away with a foul on Cunha in the build-up. But I think we'd be very lucky. We might get away with an offside. Delo causes all that. It's given. He's giving it. He's giving it. That's on Amrin for me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What fucking idiot picks Harry Maguire as the last centre-back in 2025? Even the bloody graphic has got him as the right-sided centre-back. I mean, was conceding a goal against Man City. They're doing it again. Stupid. Make a fucking change, you dickhead. You cannot play Harry Maguire as the last man. He's slower than a corpse. Playing Harry Maguire as the last man against a team that counter-attacks as well. Fucking moron. Has he not watched the Premier League? Look, Harry Maguire's not useless. He's not useless. You know, it's like having a lion tamer and throwing them into a pool with a great white shark. They ain't going to tame it, but he will tame a lion. Long balls, crosses into the box, long throw-ins, Harry Maguire's fine. Counter-attack as the last man? No. It's like giving a hot dog to a fucking lion. They're going to get devoured. It's stupid. I can't believe how stupid this fucking manager is doing that. It's a lovely finish. You know what? I want this manager to succeed, but he's a fucking idiot. He's an idiot doing that. I genuinely thought De Ligt was going to play centre-back. Well, I think it's even on here. I need to visualize this to show you what I mean. Like, literally, that's what no, they've changed it, twats. I thought De Ligt was going to play as the centre-back, and then Maguire as the right-sided centre-back. Why is Maguire playing as the centre-back? He's too fucking slow. You know what it is? It's preventable again. Preventable. Cunha with the shot. Oh, God. Morning, Mark. Shame done that one. Thank you very much. I mean, there's literally no point dropping Yoro for Maguire if you're just going to use him centrally for pace. It's like having a Ferrari and instead of Lewis Hamilton driving it, getting Stevie Wonder in. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Madness. Pressure's on now. You don't want to go 1-0 down away from home against any team in the Premier League because the crowd's up. Good play, Agate into Cunha and Burmo. It's just so good for them to counter now. He's still got Maguire as the last fucking man. I can't. It's my eyes are bleached. I cannot tell you how my eyes want to throw up. What are we doing? He's there again. That Igor is probably running around with a massive sense of excitement. And not in a sex way. I mean, like, you know, he's like excited because he's thinking every time they break, I'm going to get in. And here they come again. Look at him. He's just attaching himself to Maguire all the time. Why does he not play Yoro instead of Maguire, says Skippy? Delo and Maguire sacking another manager. Shock. Hey, Daniel, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That pass from Delo into Cunha was rubbish. I didn't think it was going to lead to a goal, but it was absolutely rubbish. There's no pace on it. It's got, you know, it's behind him, regardless of whether it should have been a foul or not. Maybe it could have been a foul. But it was crap, and it led to what happened. Maybe Potter can come and work his magic, says 1 Inch Magic, 1 Inch Wonder says. Not the best time to do this, says 3-minute record events. If you give a shout out to my girlfriend Eva, I will do in a minute. Let me just see what happens with this throw in. You know, Binder palms it for a corner. Not the best time to do this, but if you give a shout out to my girlfriend Eva, she might stop giving me evils when I listen to you. We can but hope, says 3-minute record events. Eva, stop giving him evils. How is Maguire starting over Yoro, says Stephen. Why is Yoro on the bench, says James. Keeping Maguire for his leadership also forces managers to play him. He only looks good when we want to finish 15th. Also, long-time member, says Sarvish. When did we even concede? Just turned in, says Fitness. And why did Maguire even jump with his legs like that, says Robin. I don't know. Time to part ways with the manager, says Faris. Corner comes in from Brentford, headed away. Now we'll see if there's been any change in the mentality. Do the heads drop or do they have some fight, says Daryl. And Constantine says, here's a take. Why can we not start with the same 3 back every game? So we can give this back line a chance of consistency. I would hate to play on this defence every game and reshuffle. Amrimah, says J-Dead. That was Constantine. Where's the energy just like against the top 6 team, says Connor. That's a foul on Cunha all day long, says Adam. Yeah, but another corner to Brentford here. I don't want to be making excuses about VAR and referees because they're crap for everybody. If people want to moan about that, that's up to them. But Hendo got the assist mark, says Liverpool 6 times. Brentford, different manager, same play style, same results, says D1. Black Wolf says it can. Justice for Yoro. Stupidity, says 1 Inch Wonder. Delo is trying to sack another manager, says Faris. Thiago better than Sesko, says 1 Inch Wonder. Corner for Brentford. That's got a good height on it. Nobody's marking again. Oh, bloody hell. The bloody Jordan, bloody Katie Price FC nearly just scored. Binder made a good save. Absolute shambles here at the back. United are in trouble. Get some vitamin D, says MUFC for life. Maidley on Vieira, I've done that one. Okay, I'm just catching up. Thanks, everyone. 2-0. Oh, good save by Binder. We're getting absolutely battered here. Collins. This is shit. This is so shit. Is Luke Shaw actually playing? Don't know. Haven't noticed him in the first 20 minutes. Yeah. He's hugging someone there. Two big chances for Brentford. What do you think the problems are? Midfield shit. Defence is shit. Attack not getting the ball. Yeah. Why do we only play well against the top clubs, says Alan Miller. Boring Penny, thanks for subscribing with Twitch. If the players in the best attacking positions are always defending. No excuse, Delo's fault, but that is a blatant foul, says James. It's official, Amram is sacking himself with his squad picks. No progress from last season. Look, Jim, there's a long way to go in this game, but it's been a shit 20 minutes. Where's the pride in the shirt? Where's the effort? Where's the intensity? Non-existent again. We're playing into Brentford's hands. They're growing in possession. They're growing in confidence. They're pinging ball after ball into the box. What have we been doing all week? We didn't play in the Carabao Cup. We didn't play in the Europe the week before. What are we doing all week? I can talk to you about You know, Bruno Fernandes in the midfield is fucking shit. I can talk to you about playing Harry Maguire as a centre-back is stupid, and it is. Those decisions are on the manager, and I can't defend them. But I would still expect, with a £200 million strike force, that we might actually be able to get them in the game. Give Roy Keane the job, says Scream Ghost. Does Bruno throw Delo under the bus? Says Jig. Sesko ain't it. Waste of money, says Chris. How strong are your glasses, says Mr. Toast. They're in again here, Brentford. What is this keeper doing? It's bloody an honour in disguise. It's bloody an honour in disguise. What is he doing? Why is he palming it to the striker? Oh my Christ. What an idiot. What a fucking idiot in goal. What is he doing? What is he doing? We're 2-0 down to Brentford. I can't fucking believe what this goalkeeper's doing. He's palming it to the fucking striker. We've got another volleyball player. He wants to go in the Olympics. Fucking idiot. 2-0. I mean, how? Long ball again. Flick on. Delo out of position. Maguire. Oh my Christ. I mean, what is Bienda doing there? Another long ball. Maguire's a fucking nightmare. Delo's a fucking nightmare. The keeper's a fucking nightmare. Luke Shaw nowhere again. Fucking hell. Absolute shite. Keith Harris. Keith Harris FC. No, used to be a fucking puppeteer. Used to have his hand up bloody Orville's arse. We're losing to fucking Keith Harris FC. Fucking hell. Damn, ruining another kit. I mean, look, Luke Shaw, I haven't even noticed him on the pitch. Where is he for the second ball? Bienda never should be palming it there. Never should palm it there. Somebody in the chat said, what else is he supposed to do? It's not going in. It's not going in. Maybe leave it. Maybe palm it with a better wrist. Don't fucking palm it straight to the fucking edge of the 6-yard box. James says, no way that's the goalkeeper's fault. Mate, you either understand goalkeeping or you don't. You don't fucking palm it straight into the fucking... You don't take all the power out the shot to leave it in front of your goal. It's called IQ. Robert Thompson says the keeper's the best player on the pitch. Mate, I ain't getting into an argument. We're losing 2-0 to Brentford. If you want to talk about defending that shower of shit goalkeeper who's fucking rubbish, and I've told you he's been rubbish for a long time, great, your standards are in the bin. I ain't getting into that. So if you want to defend your goalkeeper, that's fine. It's 2-0. He's fucking shit. He's already cost us loads of goals. Just because he's made a couple of saves. If you think that's good enough for Man United, you crack on. We're losing 2-0 to Brentford. That's the main issue here. Do your little player fucking FC nonsense if you want to. We're losing 2-0 to Brentford after 25 minutes. Do you think Bienda's good? Fine. I think he's at fault for that goal and I think he's fucking shit. I also think Delo's fucking shit. I think playing Maguire at centre-back is stupid. £200 million attack doing nothing. It's rubbish. But we can all get lost in the... finer detail, we're losing 2-0 to Brentford. Shot by Sesko. I wondered when a coughing fit was going to come on. Oh. They're killing me. Oh dear. You go with experienced players and they're fucking shit. What role is Bruno playing, says Sam? It's a good question. So the role Bruno is playing is basically, I'll do what I fucking like, basically. Absolute. Look, I want Amrim to do well, but, you know, I could sit here and say, I told you so. Harry Maguire as a centre-back's going to get done for pace. Here we go. Bruno Fernandes in the midfield means your midfield's going to get overrun. Here we go. You know, Luke Shaw ain't good enough anymore. Here we go. Delo is a fucking calamity player. Here we go. Like, just need Fabrizio, don't we? Because everything is so fucking predictable. Sean says, I like Amrim. I need to catch up on some of your comments here. United ability to spend like City, Chelsea and be crap, says Odin. Mount is needed for so many reasons, says Robert McCormack. No one to keep the ball, to press, to dictate. No one else can pass. Thank you. I need to catch up with some of these, but they've got another opportunity to whip across in here. We've only had 24 minutes, and this is embarrassing because this Brentford team's not even very good. 3-0. Oh, no. Nearly was 3-0. Get Conte in now. This manager is useless. Says Robert. Time after time, awful tactics and selections. We need a pragmatic manager. Get Conte now, says Robert. You'll end up with Southgate, mate, unfortunately. How plays the slowest player on the pitch as last man? Amrim, make your tactics a crap, says Glenn. Why Lemens not start? We bought him for a reason, says Eric. Garte brings it forward. Nice ball into Dorgu. He's not going to keep that in. Oh, he does. No, he doesn't. Sesko, good save. Sesko, good save. Sesko, goal. Well, 2-1. Get the ball back. Get the ball back. Let's go, Sesko. Let's go, Sesko. One back. 3 bites of the cherry. Shut up. Not a foul. Piss off, Jordan. 2-1. First goal for Man United. Get it back to the halfway line. Fucking hell, we needed this. Good drive by Agate. Dorgu does really well to keep this in. And also, the quality of the cross is good. And Burmo's got every right to go for that. Keeper actually makes 2 good saves. That's not a foul. That is not a foul. If VAR gives a foul for that, they're fucking idiots. Especially because they didn't give the one on Cunha. I will lose my shit if they give a foul for that. It's not a foul. It's not a foul. Keeper makes 2 good saves, to be fair. 3 bites of the cherry for Sesko. And he blasts it home. There's no way that's a foul. If they give a foul on that, they're idiots. Just give it. Goal given. Yeah, 2-1. They know. They know they can't give a foul for that because it was a foul on Cunha. Calm down. We're back in it. We're still breathing, says Adrian. We're still breathing. Mark, keeper is shit, but Shaw and Dorgu on the same wing can't work. They both want to push forward, leaving Maguire trying to cover that right wing on the break, says Rory. Sesko, seeing the back of the net, will open the floodgates, says Aiden. Come on, let's get back into it now. We have to sell Maguire, Bruno, Shaw and De Ligt. How many chances do they need? They're not good enough. I mean, the fact that we're 2-0 down to Brentford after 20 minutes is bloody shocking, no matter what happens with this. Hate watching United. Love from Australia, says Angus. Potential greats, Yoro and Cobby, sat on the bench because of Maguire, Bruno, Shaw and De Ligt, says Luke. Look, if we go on and win this game, in respect to you and me, I'm still going to lose my shit at Amrim because his team selection's fucking rubbish. It doesn't change the fact I want us to win and we need to win. But playing Harry Maguire as a last man with a team that accounts fast, that counters fast is stupidity. Luke Shaw is being shit for weeks as well. I don't know why he picks him. And Delo, fit or not, he's at fault for both goals. You can't, and Bruno in the midfield again. It's like, you can't make these mistakes. And Brentford aren't good. They're not good, so we'll be very lucky to get back into this. Dorgu did brilliant there, says Marcus. Should be Yoro instead of Maguire. Put Mbermo where Delo is. Put Bruno at the 10 and have Mainu next to Agate, says Coach Claymore. Goldbridge says Zach. Are we surprised? There is no excuse for the team. It's writing is on the wall. Amrim, nothing changes if nothing changes, says Jack. Amrim said he don't see Lamens as number one. Why? United spent more than 20 million to buy potential. It's very weird, says Mohammed. Anana will be back soon, says Owen. Please sell Delo, Maguire and Shaw. Hopefully Lamens will get a chance now, says Quiz. Lack of football intelligence from individuals and team. Also giving away easy long throw-ins recalls teams giving corners to avoid delapsed throws, says WGV. Stonesbury, thanks very much for being a member for 41 months. Well, hopefully United can get a bit of momentum now. Dorgu's doing well down the left-hand side. Foul on Dorgu. Why did Lemen not start? We bought him for a reason, says Eric. Whether or not it's keeper or Maguire's mistake, it's definitely my manager's mistake. When you make decisions, they've got to work, says Sarvesh. How played the slowest player on the pitch as last man? Your tactics are crap, says Glenn, in relation to Amrim. Lose here and to Sunderland, and he's gone. Oh, 100%. You can't. Yeah, 100%. I think if he loses to Brentford and Sunderland, you're in massive trouble. They seemed scared, says Umar. The problem is defenders are average at best. Dominic says, I know you guys will reset back to the United we know. You beat 10-men Chelsea and thought you were back, says Dominic. And get Conte in now. The manager is useless, says Robert. How many times have we seen this movie? The truth is we've had enough of these shit actors. Delo, Shaw, Maguire, get them out, says Ethan. And I've been supporting Amrim until now, but it's clear that something is definitely not working, says El Dude. Kay Hardy says, you keep saying we're losing to Brentford like we shouldn't be losing to Brentford. Well, we shouldn't be losing to Brentford. Any Maguire, any manager that starts Maguire and Shaw in 2025 is asking for the sack, says Tyler. It's the pink shirt, says Hobbit. Mount is needed for so many reasons, says Robert McCormack. No one to keep the ball and press. Thank you, Robert. Keel says, I mentioned the long ball last night. Grimsby, City, Brentford. We push up with slow defenders who can't get back. You're going to get exposed, says Keel. Jason says, keep the faith. I can feel a comeback. Right, corner for United here. Maguire needs to bloody offer something in the box because he's offered nothing at the other end so far. Good cross by Mbermo. And they're going to break. If he switches that. Well done, Agate. Fucking hell. How come when Kelleher pushes it out to Sesko, you say good save, but our keeper does it a bit harsh, says Jay? Because it was straight at him, Jay. It's a different type of save. Mate, jog on with your Binder loving. I think he's shit. Deal with it. I've got weeks and months of access to information. I think Binder's a fucking liability. So you're never going to get me giving him praise. At least I'm consistent. If you like Binder, well done. I think he's shit. And I've been very consistent about that. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I think he's shit. How come when you can never play a high line with Maguire after another keeps making the same mistakes, says Sank. Get Daichin, says JX. Maguire seems to play in limp mode, says Phil. This team's got no composure, says James. Delit centre back now. No, he's not. It's still Maguire, Miles. Triple A says, I think it might have been a foul on the goalkeeper. Look, it might have been a foul on their goalkeeper, but it was definitely a foul on Cunha on the first goal. So, you know. Tom says the team didn't celebrate with Sesko. That says a lot. Well, it's probably because we're losing 2-0. This is not a hate watch, says Sergi. This is a pity watch. I want Sesko to succeed. Can you do a new cooking video one day, says Sam. We've got a Binder fan club in the chat who I'm just going to say fair play. That's a shit ball by Luke Shaw. Absolutely shit ball. JP says, I can't be asked to rinse and repeat. Amram is terrible. Absolute embarrassment. I think Ben Foster out of retirement's better than Binder. Marco says, this goalkeeper was backup at Fenerbahce. That's supposed to be United calibre. Look, he's probably not a horrific goalkeeper in certain circumstances, but for a Premier League starting goalkeeper for Man United, I think he's woeful. And I think a decent goalkeeper deals better with a cross like that. I do. Dorgu, man of the match so far, says Jimmy. Remember, we're still losing this game, by the way. Thanks everyone who's tuning in on Twitch, by the way. If you want to subscribe with Prime, it's free. It's pinned in the chat. Thank you very much for that. And if you're on YouTube, please do subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 70,000 watching this Saturday lunchtime. Remember, the United Stand live every night at 8 o'clock. We have got an 8 o'clock show tonight as well. And we're very close to 195,000. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved. United 2-1 down here. We've got a goal back with Sesko. Incredible first half, to be honest with you. They're about to launch another throw in here. This could be a high-scoring game. I can see a fucking 4-4 or 3-3 or something like that here. Another big throw. Maguire does what he's there to do that time well. Heads it away. If that cutback goes there, good play by Mbeumo. Bruno has been... Well, someone said, is Bruno on the pitch? I mean, it's unfair to say he's not been on the pitch. Cunha's been disappointing since MOT. Anyone who played under Ollie needs to be gone. Look, I have a huge problem with this. Our leadership team is basically people who've sacked at least 3 managers. Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, Tom Heaton, Dalot. I don't know whether Luke Shaw's on there. Casemiro. You can't have a leadership team that is ingrained in failure. BJO and K3, thanks for subscribing with Twitch. Get this fucking referee cam off. Makes me want to throw up. Daly says every time Dalot gets possession, he gives it straight to them. In fairness to Dalot, yes, he's coming back from injury, but he was shit before it. Like, I don't know what's happened to Dalot. He's a hard-working player, but it's almost like he's a nice guy and he works really hard. And there's a lot to like about Dalot. And I think some people get confused by that. Just because he's a nice guy and he works hard doesn't mean he gets a free pass as a United player. Here's Cunha. He's got to use Bruno. He's got to use Bruno. He wins a corner. Bruno's right to ask. Why do managers trust players who've sacked 3 managers, says John? I don't know. Sono says, Binder is useless. I can't get my head around why he's playing for us. Chris Orchard says, your cat has fallen into a river. Binder, Anana and Stevie Wonder offered to go in and save it. Who do you trust? Well, they're all going to drown. They can all try, but they'll all bloody drown. I wouldn't trust any of them. Corner to United. Anana. I mean, not Anana. Anana's not taking the corner. Mbeumo is taking the corner. Come on, Maguire. Get us back into it. Cancel out the mistake. Gets a header on it, headed away. Dorgu. Bruno into the back post. Crap. Shaw is our only defender playing the ball forward, says Nick. Oh, God. If you think Luke Shaw's had a good game, we're really struggling. I mean, where is Luke Shaw on the second goal? Too slow now. How much was Binder bought for, says Keegan? I can't remember. I want to say 5 million, but I'm not sure. I don't know what Bruno is doing. Not even available in the midfield to receive the pass, says Anil. Prediction on Palace, Liverpool. I'm doing it on That's Football later. Swego, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Thank you very much. Jack says, this proves why Jordan Henderson should play for England. Mate, anybody who plays in the midfield against Man United looks like they should play in the midfield for England. It ain't hard to look good. Southgate's going to be in a Red Devils waistcoat by Christmas, says Mike. Marius says, it's very frustrating watching Amorim being this stubborn. On the other hand, it sends a message to the owners, give him what he needs or watch us fail. Man United are doing long throw-ins now. Fucking hell. We've got Delo coming across from... I mean, you know you've fallen when you're bringing your right back to the left side of the pitch to throw long balls into the box. I mean, so basically, to get back in the game, we're going to copy Brentford. For fuck's sake. How far are we going to keep falling? Justin says, we don't know how to control a game. Play like the underdog all the time. Shout out to Brisbane Lions, says Jaden, for winning the Australian Football Grand Final. Bruno's having a shocker, says Martine. I think Binder was horrible the first few matches and he's not good enough for Man United, but you have to admit he's done well this first half, says Hatim. No, I don't. I think he's shit. I think it's great you think he's done well. I don't. We'll see who gets proven right. I think he's shit. Sorry. As I said, I like Delo. I know a lot about Delo. I know he works really hard in training, but I also think he's shit. Like, as a footballer, until proven otherwise, you know, we're losing 2-1 to Brentford. I don't need to praise players. Here's Sesko down the left-hand side. Good feet. Into Mbermo. Bad feet. Goes out for a goal kick. If we did open WG. G Tim Ranger, thanks very much for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. The mistake to sub Bruno and Binder occurred, says Nick. Somehow, any goal we conceded is because of Bruno agenda, says Rios. I've not heard anybody blame Bruno for the goals, actually, Rios. So you sort of exposed yourself a little bit there with your, you know, pro-Bruno agenda. Mistake, why are we so hesitant to start our new signings, says Keegan. And WG says, if we did open heart surgery when Ranić told us, we'd be Doctor Who by now. Dreadnought says, who picks the leadership team? Amorim, I would presume. The team that's always picked are the ones on big wages, says Christopher. Stardust says, I've started to doubt Amorim in the last few weeks. What did I say last week about Amorim? I can't remember what I said. I can't remember. I said something like that. Yeah. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Remember, after the game, we've got player ratings show, which you can get involved in. Then we've got the studio show in Manchester. And then I'm back with you at 8 o'clock tonight as well. It's a long way back to a win. Four minutes to go to half-time. Honestly, I would expect more quality to be shining out here. As I said before the game, you've got a £200 million attack. You know, people like Cunha and Mbermo this time last season were playing in worse teams, having bigger impacts. Why are we not getting them in the game? Well, it's because of them. Ben Hughes, thank you very much. It's not because of you. Thanks for subscribing with Prime. It's because we're not getting them the ball. And we're not getting them the ball because the midfield's shit. And the midfield's shit because everybody said the midfield would be shit because we didn't invest in the midfield. And we're playing a guy in the midfield who can't play there. And we can't feed the attack because we're losing the midfield battle. And then defensively, we've destabilised. The mad thing to me is, when you look at the start of the season, Arsenal, Fulham, Burnley, two of the big positives from those three games was De Ligt and Yoro. Luke Shaw was steady, but De Ligt and Yoro were playing well. And we've broken it up. We had Luke Shaw as the left-sided centre-back, who was okay/shit. We had De Ligt as the centre-back, who was brilliant, and we had Yoro playing well next to him. We've broken it up. And now, we're conceding silly goals. I don't know why he's broke it up. It's mad. You know, the midfield and the goalkeeper are problems. We've now weakened our defence. Make it make sense. Just going to suck on a Strepsil. It's not even a Strepsil. I mean, I'm misbranding it. It's Sainsbury's Essential Dual Action Blackcurrant Lozenges. So yeah, I would say things are getting worse because I felt that the three centre-back system was okay the opening games of the season, and then he's changed it. Why has he changed it? Well, Bruno Fernandes, after the Man City game, comes out and throws Yoro under the bus. Doesn't play since. Good defensive header by De Ligt. No, Burmo's not going to get there. I have seen this movie before, though. Ex-player comes back for the first time. Former team inspired. Four minutes added time. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in. Please do share the video. We're nearly at 70,000 watching. And Man United doing long throws now. How embarrassing. How embarrassing that our tactic from throw-ins now is basically Brentford. I'm embarrassed. I'm actually embarrassed about the tactics we are playing here. I can't believe it. He was, you know, it's bad enough doing it from his own side. He ran to left back to do it a few minutes ago. See, they've just, Brentford win the ball back every time because our midfield is non-existent. I've noticed he's swapped the midfielders round as well, hasn't he? He's got Bruno playing on the right-hand side. Bruno normally plays left-hand side. I'll tell you what, he ain't never going to be a Premier League midfielder. I'm sorry. He's never going to be a Premier League midfielder. I watch it every week. He's just not a midfielder. You can tell. You can see, you can sense the frustration. He is not that player. Can you imagine Bruno Fernandes playing for Liverpool and, yeah, Gravenberch, you dropped, we're playing Bruno and McAllister. Or he's at Chelsea, yeah, Caicedo, you dropped, we're playing Enzo and Bruno this week. It's mad, it's just mad. And you know what, he'd be better in a team like Liverpool and Chelsea, but they'd never fucking play him there. So why do we play him there? Daniel says midfield isn't the problem today. I think you need to watch more football, mate. Genuinely, I think you do. We've been shit. At no point have we got control of this game. I mean, look, 50% against Brentford. That's shit. Brentford normally only want 30%. Good play by De Ligt. Well done. Probably one of the only few positives on the pitch again, De Ligt. Jaden thinks United are going to win the game, but they're awful. Mate, that's a very positive way of looking at it. I can't believe somebody just said the midfield's not the problem today, and yet we can't get Cunha and Mbeumo in the game. What do you think the midfield's job is? Another long throw in. Maguire wins the header well. Every time they get a throw in or a corner, it's like you just don't know what's going to happen. What is Cunha doing there? He's giving the free kick. Very lucky. Very lucky Cunha was there. I don't even know that was a foul. Caulfield says it's very depressing as well that we're celebrating a De Ligt tackle and not chances created up front. United Strand is going back to 0. He ain't never getting a haircut. Jamal. Bruno's contributions, kick the ball away, leave the midfield, give directions to other players, says Anil. My eyes are hurting, says Annie. This game has been constant long balls and lobs. It's criminal Luke Shaw starts next week and week in, week out. What are we doing, says Joseph. Josh Hoppenstill, thank you very much. United will win the game, says Jaden. I've read that. Do you think the leadership team throwing the youngsters under the bus to get game time? Why Shaw being back a starter, says Jokin. Half time. Well, give us your thoughts, everybody. It's half time. United are 2-1 down. In some ways, they're quite lucky to be 2-1 down because you could argue that Brentford had, Bienda made a couple of saves as well. So I think 2-1, to be fair, probably does favour Man United because it could easily have been 3 or 4-1. Agate's been decent, but Bruno's been shit, says Ataf. Mbermo played for a worse team last year, says Pato. I like Amrin, but his style and formation and his picking of the team does not suit us. We're going nowhere with him, says Glenn. Yoro isn't big like Maguire, but he can score, says Nick. Sesko, Agate, Dorgu, only players up for it today. De Ligt as well, Dylan. I think he's been good. Dan says, if Southgate or another manager comes in and we win either way, United comes first. On a positive note, Mbermo, Dorgu, Sesko, Agate seem sharp, says Jonathan. It's that, you know what? To be fair, my thoughts on that half are the leadership team have been the problem. I think the second goal, Luke Shaw is nowhere near that tap-in for team. I think the goalkeeper has to do better, in my opinion, but let's leave the goalkeeper alone. The second goal, Delo is out of position. They get him down his side. Cut back. Ends up for a tap-in. Luke Shaw's nowhere near the striker. He's got, I watched the Bundesliga last night. Harry Kane's on the 6-yard line for a tap-in. Centre-back gets there ahead of him, makes a great tackle. There's no, Luke Shaw not reading the game again. How many times are we going to watch that? Europa League, Man City, Europa League final, etc. First goal, Delo, misplaced pass. Maguire, last man, no pace, 1-0. So, Delo, awful. If I was giving Delo a score in that, you know what? It's not Delo's fault, but throwing long throw-ins from either side of the pitch as well. Get out. But generally shit. Luke Shaw not very good. Maguire should not be playing as the centre-back. That's on the manager, but it's exposed his biggest weakness, no pace. Bruno, invisible and out of position again. So yeah, these Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, Delo, Maguire, what have they got in common? They all played under Ollie. One of them played under Mourinho. The most senior players on that pitch are the worst players on that pitch. Luke Shaw, Delo, Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes. The most experienced players on that pitch, and they're the worst players on the pitch. Dorgu, De Ligt, Sesko, probably our better players, have only been here 5 minutes. What does that say to you? Why do we keep using players that, might be good lads, but aren't good enough? You can't do it. The first goal, if Delo plays that pass right, Cunha could have got a shot off. He plays it wrong, we're 1-0 down. So, these players are experienced leadership players and they're not good enough. But fundamentally, even as somebody that wants Amrim to do well, and I did say before the game, it's about getting the result. If we do get a result out of this game, I still think you've got to come back to it and say, very fortunate, because Brentford could have been 3 or 4-0 up. They literally could have been 3 or 4-0 up, and you don't come back from that. And it's only pure luck that it's not 3 or 4-0 to Brentford. So I've got to dissect that game and go, well, why would it be 3-0 or 4-0 to Brentford? They've not ambushed us. That's the way they play. Long throw-ins, counter-attack, corners, winning the 50-50s. So what have we been doing all week? It's like we haven't prepped for this game. And that comes down to the coach. Why are you playing Harry Maguire as the last man? He's slow, and we concede a goal because of it. What annoys me about Man United is that every goal we concede, us as fans go, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that goalkeeper was going to make a mistake. I knew Maguire was going to get caught for pace. I knew Bruno wouldn't track the midfielder. I know Delo always wanders off. And it's like, I know he's only been here for 11 months and he hasn't watched them for the last 5 years like we have. But somebody should be telling him, because I'd have De Ligt. If you want to play Maguire for his height, he'd be the right-sided centre-back and De Ligt would be centre. And that goal doesn't happen. It's these mistakes, and these have to go on the manager. He seems to have got locked in on this experience thing, but it's the experience, that's where I was sort of going with this. Last week, he picked a team based on experience to survive, and it worked. And he's done it again, but it's the experience that's cost him. The players that he's gone for experience have actually cost him. The players that are inexperienced have actually got him back in the game. It was Ugarte's driving run. It was Dorgu's relentless, determination to put a cross in. It was Mbeumo who went for the challenge with the goalkeeper, and it's Sesko who's kept going and got it on the third bite. That's the only reason it's 2-1. So I look at that and I go, if Dorgu can do it, and Sesko can do it, and Mbeumo can do it, and Ugarte can do it, why can't Yoro and Mainu do it? Why is it the players that you don't trust on the bench are clearly going to do a better job than the experienced players that are costing you? So you have to put it on Amorim, because the mistakes are preventable. I mean, I said this before. Delo only started playing on Tuesday. He's starting a game. All right, he makes mistakes, but bloody hell, he could hide behind the fact that I'm not fully fit. It's just strange. It's strange. It's strange to me. Tom says, senior players letting us down. We need to be ruthless like Chelsea. Players get 2 seasons to deliver. If not, they're gone. First super chat, and I want to say Ugarte, man of the match, says Tin. Look, it's a hard job to be a good player in a Man United midfield. Joe the Hammer, thanks for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. It's a hard game. It's a hard job to play well in the midfield when you've got Bruno Fernandes next to you. And that's not me digging out Bruno Fernandes. That's me sort of saying, I can't believe that Maguire mistake. I'm just watching it back. That's just that he's not a midfielder. PJ Kelly says, De Ligt should always be at middle centre-back and be our captain as he shows composure. Amorim's mistakes are going to cost us. Luke Shaw still at the club as well. Feels like Amorim is sacking himself, says Jake. Ugarte's played well, just need Mainu as well, says Matt. Amorim sacked and Delo with Shaw still playing. You know what? Very quickly before we watch the second goal, because I want to explain why the keeper's at fault for me. Let's not forget it's half-time. We're having a good old dissection of what's gone on. Let me just say this. It's half-time. Like, this has to be said. Substitutes need to happen. Bruno needs taking off or out of that midfield, and Mainu needs bringing on. Like, we're not doing well in the midfield, so he needs to change the midfield. He needs to take Maguire off and bring Yoro on to stop the counter. And he probably needs to find a way to get Mason Mount in. So, look, here we go. Yeah, look at Luke Shaw. Look at Luke Shaw. He's nowhere near the player. It's crap defending. Crap defending from Shaw, that. You can't... You know, you've got to anticipate the danger. You've got to get yourself in front of the centre of the forward. He can't be having a tap in from 6 yards out. But yeah, he's got to make subs at half time. Gaines says, Amorim sacked, Delo and Shaw will still be here. Well, it's the way, isn't it? This is a game where we should be seeing the supposed progress the board and Amorim keep telling us about. Don't know about the rest of you. I'm not seeing it. Clueless, embarrassing, says Azor. Why is Ruben in a job? Ange got sacked and he got a trophy, says Maisie. You're entitled to criticise Luke Shaw, and I totally respect that, but you have to admit he looks really lean this season, says Enrique. Hey, Marky, how are you? Just got in from a busy day. How's the match? You feeling positive or it's been awful, says Tay? Look, fundamentally, we're losing 2-1 to Brentford, and I actually think we should be 3-1 down at least. Excuse me for not being, too positive about certain players. Brentford are a team I think could get relegated. So I don't get why at 2-1 down to Brentford at half-time, when if you watch the half, it could have been 3 or 4-1. Why would you be sat here going, it's okay, it's okay? It's dreadful. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I tell you what's embarrassing as well. It's the ability to see that team mimicking Brentford. So we're 2-0 down and Dalot's running to the other side of the pitch to launch a throw-in. And I'm like, what? So that's what we've been working on all week. Dalot throwing long balls into their box. Is that what Man United are now? We mimic the opposition. It's embarrassing. Where's the game plan? Mazbaz on Twitch, you're an absolute legend. He's gifted 10 subscribers there, and Valorant as well has added 2 to that. Absolute legend, mate. Thank you very much for that. Mortaz says, Amram tried 3 at the back and it hasn't gone to plan. Maybe it's time for him to try something new. He's never going to try something new in relation to that. How are you, brother? Says Tay. Just got in from a busy day. Thank you very much, Tay. I can't keep defending Amram anymore. I genuinely think Ollie could make the team better, says Ian. Look, I'm struggling to defend a manager I don't want to see sacked. I'm struggling to defend him on a game like this because it's hard to defend that. But I've always said that what we're looking at here is just being honest. I think some people are overly negative. Some people are overly positive. He's got to win this game. Otherwise, the frustration and anger just from me will be justified. Our leadership team could have been one game named Dave Saves, performed and behaved with more class than players we actually treated, says Jay. Replace Bruno with Mainu. Need more composure, says Paul. Bruno Fernandes is the mould that rots the rest, I'm afraid, says Cameron. Look, clip me, tweet it, say it yourself. Honestly, if he wasn't the captain on 300 grand a week and he wasn't our best player on paper, would you sub him off? 100%. That performance in the first half, if you're Dalot, if you're Bruno, if you're Maguire, if you're Luke Shaw, you're looking at the manager and thinking, do I come out for the second half? All 4 of them will come out for the second half. But, you know, a proper manager, I think, makes changes. And honestly, out of Shaw, Dalot, Bruno and Maguire, I could just move Maguire and swap him with De Ligt. I could keep Shaw on rather than throwing Heaven on. I could stick with Dalot because I don't have anybody else. It's Bruno I'm moving. Yeah, but we won't see that. Moving De Ligt from his central position is a disaster, says Mello. 5 at the back against Brentford, who have 1 striker. Midfield completely empty. What are we doing? Says it. I said it at the start of the game. I said if Katie Price FC, Jordan Henderson, runs our midfield, I'm going to lose it. He nearly bloody scored. He nearly scored. I don't know why I'm saying scored. He nearly scored. I really don't know who our set-piece coach is, but it ain't Amram, says Caleb. We really must ask some questions. Lazy defending and no creativity. At JB, it's absolutely embarrassing. We've spent £200 million on the attack because last season this was the problem. And we're not bloody attacking. You know? £200 million of attackers and we're not doing anything with it. There's no future with his team. Yoro, Aiden Heaven and Mainu are just rotting on the bench. Cunha decision-making questionable. Bruno invisible, says Chira. Well, he might try and get Mason Mount on, but to do that, you're going to have to take off Cunha or Mbumo. I feel like they don't want to drop Bruno to try and maintain his price, his structural mastery. Definition of insanity, using the same players, expecting a different outcome. Shaw / Heaven, just an example. 1 minute. I just saw some subs. Oh, it was a bloody advert. It's bloody Ali McCoy's doing a bloody yellow car advert. I just saw a bloody load of people stood up and I thought it was subs. Oh, no, mate. Mate. I genuinely saw it and I thought there was 3 subs coming on. Bloody idiot. Jake says, what annoys me is the fact that no team ever has to graft to score against us. Yeah, I think this is a great point. The goals we concede are so infinitely preventable. You're absolutely correct. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner on YouTube. It's free to do it. We're very, very close to 196,000. We're only 70 away. So click bottom right-hand corner and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Gibbo Priest, thanks for subscribing on Twitch with Prime, which you can do for free. Players coming out for the second half. No subs again. Idiot. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired of it. I really am. I hope we can win the game. Look, I don't judge a game at half-time. I don't judge a game off the team news. But for fuck's sake, mate. How do you watch that shit? How do you sit there and go, you know what, lads? You're actually doing a good job. Like, I watched that game and I think about the 2 headers they had that Binder actually saved. And I think, you know what? We could have been 3 or 4-1 down against Brentford. They look better than us. And I don't make changes at half time. I don't get it. I really don't. Bonapape, thank you very much for gifting 5 subs on Twitch. You're a legend. Appreciate that. Just a shout out as well for the second half. The link is in the, I'll whack it into the chat for you actually. I'll pop it in now. Player ratings. You do have to register for it. It's free. And then you mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. You only have to register once for the whole season. Player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star for your man of the match. I'm very much looking forward to see who your player ratings will be in this game. So if you want to get involved and get ready for that, link is in the live chat for you. What do you think the first thought that comes into their minds when they receive the ball, says Salim? What, Man United players? Oh, God knows. God, no. I don't know. If I knew, there'd be a solution. Hobbit Assassin says, if your life depended on it, Potter or Southgate? Harry Potter or Graham Potter? Gallum says, did you wash your hands? I didn't go for a piss. Goldbridge had to leave to scream into pillows, isn't it? It was more that. Yeah, it was more something I just needed to do. Sorry, meant right players in wrong positions, says Island Boy. Put in Burmo right wing back, Bruno at 10 and bring on Mainu, says David. I feel like they don't want to drop... Yeah, I've done that one, haven't we, from Structural Mastery. Thank you very much. I haven't watched the game. How has United played, says ex-Koi Loy. Shit. Shit. Do you think we'll get back into it? I have a horrible feeling Brentford will get the 3rd and that'll be it. I think football games can turn on their head. I am doing a Liverpool watch-along on That's Football, yes, at 3 o'clock, Palace, Liverpool. I think games can change on their head, and United hopefully will come back and win it. But the big issue is, I actually think Brentford have played well, and to get back in a game, you feel like you've got to change the tempo of the game, and I don't know whether we're capable of doing that. And I don't think Brentford have finished yet, so I don't know. I think it's hard. I'd say if I was a betting man, I'd say the next goal comes from Brentford, but hopefully I'm wrong. Because we've been so shit. Why can't United keep possession against any team and cause problems? This has been a problem for years, says Akash. I think their first thought is pass backwards, says Salim. Mate, I know it's very ultra repetitive, but like, he's still got Maguire playing as the centre-back. So if that issue happens again, you know, there's just no tactical change. But we talk about it all the time, and it's the same players. FM Benjamin, thanks for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. It's the same players, isn't it? You know, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, Delo. They all played under Ollie. We've had Rangnick, Ten Hag, and now we're on Amrim, and they're all still here. And these are the players for a rebuild. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, does it? You're using players that have sacked Ten Hag, Ollie, and Rangnick, and These are still fundamental players as part of Amrim's rebuild. And that's my takeaway. And, you know, counteract it. Tell me I'm wrong. But at least with Yoro, it's something new. Mainu, it's something new. But Bruno, Delot, Maguire, Luke Shaw to get you results when you're in trouble. I'm sorry, I've seen it before. And it didn't help those managers either. I mean, these were players that were used to keep Ollie in a job. They didn't. These were players that were there to keep Ranić in a job. They didn't. These were players that were there to keep Ten Hag in a job. They didn't. So I'm sort of like, you know, it's the old saying again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. But why is Amrim doing it? What is going on at this club? And I understand that, you know, Yoro's a learner driver and this, that and the other, but these are not experienced players either. They're not experienced winners. And that's what we're being led to believe. Oh, he's going with the experienced winners. They're not winners. They're experienced in sacking managers. They're experienced in downing tools. Whether they think they are or they're not. Keegan says we should have sold Bruno and bought in Baleba. My friend Setab is 35 and going to university again. Is it normal for him to live in a dormitory? Siskits. You're never too old. Spot on, Mark, says Nath Footy. Oh, but some people just don't want to say it, but I'm confused by it. I said it in the Chelsea game. I'm confused about picking players that have sacked multiple managers and then classing them as experienced. Look, at the end of the day, if the captain of the Titanic had survived, would you let him, if you were trying to build a new ship, would you let him be the captain? Exactly. But United have done that 4 times. Oh, you were part of a sinking ship. Get them on the crew. And Burmo. Nice ball. Cunha. Straight at the keeper. Should have played Sesko in as well. He's not passing a lot, Cunha, today, is he? Thought he got loads of assists. You can't trust them, says Nath Footy. It's so easy to play against us. Player quality is one thing, but tactics as well no matter, says Chiri. Are you Amrim out? No, because I think you can lose a game and still be intelligent enough to know he's not going to get the sack. But as I've said before, the pathway to sacking yourself is well and truly being trodden, of course, if he loses this game. I can see it being a draw, which is not good enough. And it doesn't please anybody. I don't like draws in this sort of case because you want a win so we can feel positive, or you want a loss so you can move closer to change. I'm just talking hypothetically. A draw doesn't help anybody. Amrim's body language, sitting down, head down, shaking his head. He looks defeated, lacking confidence, doesn't seem determined to turn it around, says K-Stone. I hate it, but Amrim's sacking himself, says Chris. Amrim making excuses about changing the formation or even the player now. I genuinely believe he do not know how to play other formation besides 3-4-3, says Nitro. Yeah, but you know what? The fundamental problem is as well, like, I can see it minute after minute. Michael Duffy, thanks for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. Bruno in midfield doesn't work. You've got a lad called Kobbie Mainoo sat there. How's about just try that? I think it'll infinitely be better. Alberto Sanchez says, unpopular opinion, but Cunha's been dreadful. Yeah, he's not been very good. Mr. J. Lopez says, I am Amrim in, but if he loses this, I'll be Amrim out. I'm done with his decisions. Tem says, anyone blaming Amrim is a freak. I support Sporting also, and they play nothing like them. The players in the Man United squad have zero clue how to play in any system. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely spot on. Low IQ players. Another free kick for Brentford. Nah, it's not a free kick. It's not a free kick. Crap decision, that. If they score from this, it's on the referee. It's so soft. I mean, you don't need a referee giving free kicks for that, because they're just going to... I wish they'd stop showing ref cam. It's shit. Cleared it anyway. Has Delo done anything right this game, says Akil? Probably score the winner, you know. FM Benjamin says, will you play the new Football Manager? I think I probably will, you know. 10 minutes of this half gone. Does the ref have a GoPro? That's his hypochondriac. Mate, they've shown ref cam about 50 times already, as I'm sure you've seen. It's just, it's worse than a GoPro. It's absolutely, I can't believe in 2025 they're pushing that as breaking technology. It's shit. It's so bad. Bruh. Bruno's just been booked. Well, definitely sub him off because he's playing shit anyway. To be fair, it was a yellow card. You know what? To be fair, it was a yellow card. He was very high. That was high, says Caulfield. Yeah, you know, I'm always fair. Most of the time, the referees are crap in this country, but that was definitely a yellow card. When are you going to join the United Strand Challenge? Oh, me with long hair, look like a right bloody idiot. Crap second half. Anyone would think we were winning 2-1. I mean, has anyone told them we're losing the game? We've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Playing Brentford, and we've done nothing. No stamina, no confidence, says Ricky. Where are the subs, says Nigel. Amram needs to be more reactive. Oh, 100%. That's what I mean. There's no energy. There's no intensity. He spoke about energy and intensity. Where is it? Where is it? Brothers and sisters. Mbermo, back post, back post. Yeah, he's put that in. Well, I tell you what, Mbermo there. Exactly where it needed to be. Dorgu tried. That's brilliant from Mbermo. That's exactly... See, this is what, you know, maybe last year at Brentford, someone actually gets on the end of that. Nothing wrong with what he's done there. That's a killer ball. There's no one on the end of it. If Amrin does not sub Bruno off and he gets a red, he needs the sack, says Chiri. Maybe if Bruno gets a red, then Mainu gets a chance, says Carl. I was going to say how many people are watching this game from the flats. Better off watching it on your telly, really. There's probably loads of blind spots. What subs do you think he's going to make? Fletcher United, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Remember, if you're on Twitch, you can subscribe for free with Prime, and we're only 9 away from 300, so get involved in that. FIFA Career Mode will be back. FIFA Career Mode won't be back. FC 26 Career Mode will be back. And I've got a code to give away on That's Football at 3 o'clock. Remember, tune in to that. 3 o'clock watch-alongs. I've got a code to give away. You know what? Someone just said you're quite relaxed for a Man United loss. I have said that for a long time, though. You know, I think there's the instantaneous frustration when we concede. But, you know, when you're 2-1 down, half an hour to go and we're doing nothing, like, it's hard to get angry because I'm so used to it. Carl Middlecoop, thank you for 10 memberships. You're a legend, pal. There's nothing happening, exactly. It's too easy. There's nothing happening here. We're just nothing happening is exactly what I would say. You're spot on. Here's Bruno down the right-hand side. You've got, answers in the chat as to what Bruno was doing there. Wasn't even looking, was he? And then he blames other people. How can you whack it towards the front post when Sesko's about 15 yards away and then moan that he doesn't get there? Beinda Trey, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. Beer Buffett as well, and Joa, absolute legends. Paddy says, morning, just an outside observation. This Man United team reeks like Chelsea under Potter. Lacklustre, overmatched. I hope well for you, Mark. Could be rough till they clean house. Chelsea fan. Well, yeah, we can change the manager, but the scary thing is people think it will get better. Like, there's too many players that need to go. Season looks like a write-off already if we lose this game. Dorgu's getting booked. Oh no, he's not booking him. It is a foul though. There are no tactics with Amorim, says Andrew O'Brien. There is a different formation which Ineos fell for as something clever, but you can see game to game there's no plan. This is why we keep changing players. Is he struggling to get them up one game a week, says Big. Bruno is just an irritation, says Brendan. Useless Kill 5, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Beer Buffet says, Beer Buffet, it's beer buffet, Mark, like a buffet you eat. Yeah, but some people call it a buffet. Wow, 15 minutes of this second half has gone, and United have done... Oh, my God, what are we doing there defensively? A little flick on, and why is this not dealt with? Why does Maguire or De Ligt not deal with that? And Luke Shaw again, losing the battle. Fucking hell, he's so bad. I don't know what Ricky's talking about Luke Shaw. Genuinely, that could have been 3-1 because Luke Shaw's wrong side of the attack. He's so bad. He's defensively so bad. That's just a bad finish. And you'd all be going, Luke Shaw's shit. Don't forget, they've had a week to prepare for Brentford, says Jaden, and the players are clueless. Yes, it's embarrassing. More and more, Bruno looks like a guy more interested in improving his own stats than the club's position in the table, says Sean. Ask yourself, is this team set up for success, says Spencer? It's not good enough, mate. Whether it's a... Look, ask yourself this. Did this team sack another manager with a 4-3-3 last year? Yes. You can change the formation. You can change the system. They might be slightly more used to it, but they also sacked a manager a year ago with a 4-3-3. At some point, you've got to realise that not everything is the responsibility of the manager, even though he is making mistakes. Some of these players are shit, no matter who they play for. No subs again, 60th minute, and we're losing, says Mo. Yeah, look, he's terrified, isn't he? He's terrified to make the sub that needs to happen. Bruno Fernandes needs taken out of the midfield. Delo loses a 50-50. There we go. What a save, Beinda. Always said he was a good keeper. Always said he was a good... Should have been 3-1. Delo spun like a bottle top. Absolutely fucking useless. How many defenders have we got and we're not marking? No midfield? I don't know. I don't know who you blame there. Great save by the keeper, but I don't know who you blame. How is nobody marking? I don't even... I give up. Like, you know, I give up. What's going on there? Sync Row, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime, and also Sean Samuels as well. I mean... I love Bruno and appreciate everything he's done for the club, but we rely on him too much and he's become far too toxic on the pitch. To be a captain, says Scott. The fact is the difference between 13th and 2nd is one game. The hope for United is not lost, says Joe. Not sure any manager will be able to motivate these players, says Akshay. Every player left to be cleared out is on the pitch. Experts in failure, says Jack of Trades. Mo says no subs after 60 minutes. Poor Beinda could save the Titanic and you'd still go in and have a word with yourself. Dutch, if you think Beinda is good enough to be a Man United goalkeeper, you've explained your position. You need to just grow up and understand that not everyone has to agree with you. I think he's a shit goalkeeper. There is nothing about him that makes me think he's a good goalkeeper. 2 substitutes are coming on. Yoro and Mainu probably should have started the fucking game. If it's not, he won't take Bruno off though. I bet he takes Agate off. Or Cunha. If we'd lost to Chelsea and beat Brentford, people wouldn't be losing as much. 3 from 6 isn't that bad, says Eggy. Okay, I'll leave you to the chat. Good play by Cunha. Delo. Cunha into traffic. Loses the ball. Well done, Delit. Well done, Delit. I don't know how my game can be delayed because it's coming in through satellite. So unless I'm on the wrong channel, which I don't think I am. No. And Burmo. Go on, mate. Go on, mate. Corner. Not selling Bruno was our biggest mistake, says Praz. We needed a fresh start and he was captain of our worst team ever. Maguire's coming off for Yoro. Probably should have happened at the very start. He's taking Agate off. Fucking hell. Absolutely crazy. I'm not surprised. I mean, Agate's actually done okay. Like, you could argue he's done well. I mean, we may as well just call ourselves Brunchester United. He's on a yellow card. He's been fucking shit. And he stays on the pitch. He better score a bloody goal now. Coops, thanks for subscribing with Prime, and P3 as well. Legends, thank you very much. I don't know whether that was a free kick, but we got it. Rest in peace, our defence, says MVB Pete. Every week I'm optimistic, every weekend I'm disappointed, says Alan Miller. It's the same story, non-existent midfield, poor defence, manager, same mistakes. Thank you, Alan. Sack him, he's playing our captain out of position, makes the whole team unbalanced, his tactics are crap and he won't sub players anymore, says Aldo. When your captain's selfish, petulant and undisciplined, how can you expect the team to be any different, says JRG. Garrett says Ruben Amorim might be a coward. Soon you have to accept that the system sucks, says Joanne. Z, welcome to the Members Club, thank you very much. Make Delit captain and drop Bruno for Mainu. I think this is going to be a draw at best. Jay says, I asked myself the other day on a walk to name players I would want to be here in 3 years. I came up with 6. That means we're still basically half a squad to rebuild. Skippy says, Delo really is shit. That simple. Donda says, what's your opinion on West Ham sacking Potter and how do you think they'll perform? Nuno will perform. I'm going to talk about it more on the 3 o'clock show, and that's football, but I think Nuno at Forest did a good job, and I think West Ham are going to have to go back to being better organised defensively. It's been a long time since Potter was a good coach. We're losing and he puts 2 defensive players on and keeps all the rubbish performers on the pitch, says Milan. I mean, I've been watching Bruno, like, I just don't see it. I just genuinely don't see a captain. I don't see the energy. I don't see the intensity. I just don't see it anymore. To be fair, we should have signed Henderson. Says Eckel. Amorim 49 games, sub to centre back in 42 of them. It's mental, to Steve. I've got to be very careful because I don't feel 100%. I haven't felt 100% all week. So I'm feeling a little bit like tired, got a bit of a headache. So I'm trying to just not like overreact because I do feel irritable anyway. But even trying to do that, it's abysmal. It's an abysmal performance, and I think if you are tuning in a little bit late, I would say, although it's 2-1 to United, it genuinely should be 3 at least to Brentford. Like, good save from Binder a few minutes ago, 2 in the first half as well. That's in addition to the 2 legitimate goals they've scored. They should be 3-1 up. We'd be very lucky. It'd be harsh on Brentford if we get a point. And that's the truth. I need to start writing some notes, actually. Who would be your man of the match? Binder, De Ligt, Dorgu. Yeah, one of those 3, I think. De Ligt's been very, very good. And at least he's back. I mean, the crazy thing is, you look at his defence now, that's what he should have started with, and we wouldn't be 1-0 down. Like, he takes Maguire off, and De Ligt goes back to centre-back. But with Maguire on, De Ligt gets moved. Like, I don't understand it. Lovely play here. Cunha, he's got to score. Oh, penalty ref. Penalty ref. Penalty ref. Ref. Penalty ref. Get in. 2-2. I mean, penalty. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I don't know why it took so bloody long. He's pulled Mbeumo back, and that's how quickly football can change. That's how quick it can change. Good play by Yoro into Delo. Lovely ball into Cunha. And Mbeumo's onside. Yeah, 100% penalty. 100% penalty. To be fair, that's a red card as well. 100%. It's a red. It's a fucking red! How's that not a red? He's deliberately... Read the rule book, you dickhead! Read the rule book! It's a red! It's a red! It's a red! He doesn't even know his own fucking rules! It's a red card! He's deprived a goal-scoring opportunity with no intent to get the ball. It's a red card by the letter of the rules. You fucking moron. There's no double jeopardy. He's a red card. Double jeopardy is not that. Double jeopardy is when you attempt to win the ball and you foul them. That's double jeopardy. He's made no attempt to win the ball. That's a red, by the rules, that's 100% a red card. He's got it completely wrong. People saying double jeopardy don't understand the rules. Double jeopardy is if I take the last man down, but I try to win the ball. He's not trying to win the ball, so it's not double jeopardy. Has to be a red. I'm telling you now, he's fucked up. VAR, yeah. That's a red. See you later. Goodbye. There's no attempt to win the ball. This is going to be a red card. I don't know why they're taking so bloody long. It's a red. Why are they looking at this so long? Has to be a red. See you later. Let's win the game. I don't think they're going to give a red. What the fuck? How is that? How is that not a red? How have they not followed the rules? I'm speechless here. I'm absolutely speechless. They have absolutely not followed their own fucking rules. So let me explain double jeopardy, right? Last man, defender, I slide in to try and get the ball. I miss. I've made a genuine attempt to win the ball, so I won't get a red card. I'll get a yellow. But what happened with Rasmus in the Europa League? Red card because I pull him back. I'm not making an attempt. I can't win the ball by pulling somebody back, so it's a red card. They're completely wrong, and I don't know why somebody isn't telling him you're wrong. Why is there not an uproar about this? Why does Amrim not know the fucking rules? Why does Bruno not know the rules? This is a disgrace. You can't say it was soft. It's either a penalty and a red or not. Anyway, Bruno's got a score. I've got to calm down and look at the penalty. Missed it. Fucking sack Bruno. Sell Bruno! Sell Bruno for being fucking rubbish! Should have sold him to Saudi. Get rid of him! Get him out! Fucking yellow shorts, coward! Fucking rub. He don't care anymore. He's not bothered anymore, is he? Fucking idiot. $90 million down the drain. I think they're doing it on purpose. Just going back, by the way, if anybody can explain to me why they've decided not to give a red card there, you know, it's still relevant. Still relevant. There's no attempt to win the ball. No attempt to win the ball, and he's the last man. So that has to be a red card. I'm just going to leave that out there. That should have been a red card. If that happened to you, you'd be going mad. They've not followed the rules there. But Bruno should still score the penalty. Brentford on the attack. Rubbish. 6:30 on a Saturday morning for This Is Criminal, says Tam. I've not felt done with the club like this before. What on earth? How is Bruno constantly played there? Look, you know what? You know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say? I ain't got no fucking sympathy for Ruben Amorim for Bruno missing a penalty when he should have subbed him off 10 minutes before, but you took your best midfielder off so you could get Mainu on because you're terrified of taking that bag of shit in the midfield, keeping him on the pitch. So I've got no sympathy because if you'd subbed him, he wouldn't have missed the fucking penalty, would he? That's what happens when you let a player run the team. You know, he slags Yoro off after the Manchester derby. Yoro gets dropped for 2 games. Agate plays well. He gets subbed so Bruno can stay on and then he misses a fucking penalty. Who's really running the fucking football club? Because I tell you what, Bruno was talking shite after the Manchester derby, blaming Yoro, and he hasn't started a game since. Agate has a rare good game, gets subbed off. Who's really running the fucking football club? Cunha might be getting sent off here. Penalty misses against Fulham and Brentford. He's cost us 4 points single-handedly. Amrim's fucking gone, isn't he? Ten minutes to go. Commentary on TNT say Bruno is carrying United on his shoulders and they feel sorry for him. Mount's coming on. I bet it won't be for Bruno. I don't know how much more I can take of this, says Oliver. Refs should be able to deal with that without it taking 5 minutes, says Sean. We'll be lucky to get 50 million for Bruno next summer, says Gary. Sadly, the reason that it's time for Bruno to go is he's the next player in line to be constantly played out of position. He won't work in this formation, says Connor. You guys have Mbermo and let Bruno take penalties, says Will. That should have been a red, says Ernest. Yeah, I'm trying to get some clarity onto why it wasn't a red card for Collins. I mean, it's not relevant because we didn't score the bloody penalty anyway, but... Well, there's a post here. Collins has denied an obvious goal-scoring opportunity and he's not played the ball, so why is it not a red? They fucked up. I don't know. Look, I've just had there's a substitution happening here. And I can talk about it. It's all over social media. Nobody can understand why Collins didn't get a red card because he's denied a goal-scoring opportunity whilst having no intention of winning the ball. So, you know, VAR's at it again. Look, we can't use VAR as an excuse. We're shit. Brentford deserved to win the game. I'm just throwing it in there that's shocking. That's another shocking mistake in the Premier League. But I'm not using it as an excuse for United. I mean, I do this on That's Football. We talk about VAR a lot. It's crap. But that is just another shockingly bad decision. I believe there is a Portugal bias with Bruno. Bruno is the final boss, says Andy Ramandand. He's the final boss of player power. I'm going to pose that question. Xander, thanks for being a member for 44 minutes. Kay says it was an unfair penalty. I'm glad he missed. Mount for sure. We've gone to a back four, says Skippy. Manager has to go. This isn't working. I think he's in massive trouble. Like, I think this is a really Look, we're doing long throw-ins with Delo. Long throw-ins from Delo. I've got to use that in the match reaction. But you know what? I think one of the really interesting things to say about this game is that when you look at the match stats, it's 6 shots on target each. You know, we've not done enough to get back into this game. We've been behind for so long, we shouldn't have the same amount of shots. My only guess is they said the attacker never had control, so there wasn't a clear chance. Bullshit logic. He didn't get control because he was fouled. Yeah, I sort of thought that might be the case, 2A, but it's bullshit, like you say, because he gets pulled back. He'd have scored if he hadn't got pulled back. I don't understand. Bruno didn't do anything the whole game to take the penalty. Why can't I have someone like Sesko take it, says JB. Amrin's been here for a year now and still don't understand what he's doing, says Milan. Delit is the striker now. We've reverted back to long ball, says Nigel. I thought it can't be a red if a penalty is given, to Skippy. Cycle begins again, says Ernest. Manager making weird decisions, losing the fans in the process. Maybe the managers make the decisions on purpose to get the sack. Maybe he's getting sacked on purpose. Because he has made some absolutely shocking decisions. Xerxeon. Forgot he played for us. Oh, dear. Thing is, like, at the moment, I don't see a way back. Not just in this game. I just don't see a way back. If you can't go to Brentford and win, I don't see a way back. And I think you've always got to see a way back. And I just don't, you know, if you lose to Arsenal and you lose to Man City, you can go top 4 clubs. If you lose to Brentford, you sort of like go, nothing's changed. You know, nothing has changed, has it? Like, there doesn't seem to be a way back. Incesco's still on. Hold on. Oh, no. This could be it for Brentford. The lit will get rid of that. And Burmo's on the back post. I'm trying. So explain this to me. What subs have we actually made? So Mount came on for Shaw. Mainu came on for Ugarte. Xerxes come on for Dorgu. It's chaos. That's what it is. It's disorganised chaos, and Brentford. See, even if we get a late draw, it's a shit result. I don't want to say it because you'd always take a draw over a loss, but in some ways, we're past scabbing draws. We're better off taking the consequences of what we deserve. And I'm not saying the consequences are that he'll get the sack, but I feel Brentford deserve to win. So I think it would be, you know, obviously, yeah, take the point. We don't lose the game, but we deserve to lose the game. So, and what would you take from it other than a point? Like, we don't deserve to win. There's nothing about the performance to like. Next week we'll struggle again because it'll be Bruno in the midfield. I mean, I don't know what he thinks that number 8 is doing in this game. It's fucking rubbish. Phil Smith says, I wanted Amram to do well, but he's got... I think, you know, I genuinely think he wants the sack. I've been sat here reading your comments for the last hour or so, and I've been watching his subs, and I've been watching what's going on. These players aren't playing for him. That's, you know, that's no surprise. I think he genuinely wants to get the sack. Like, his team selections are baffling. His substitutions are baffling. A over-reliance on experienced players instead of future players is baffling. And it goes back to not selling Bruno in the summer. If he'd sold Bruno in the summer, it would have been a massive indicator to all of us that basically would have been saying, look, I've had a bad season, but this is my first summer transfer window. The rebuild starts now. I'm going to get rid of Bruno. We're going to go for a proper rebuild. We're going to have a roller coaster, but this is proper change. What does he do? No. I'm going to keep Bruno. I'm going to put him in the midfield. I'm going to put Maguire back in the team and drop Yoro. I'm not going to use Mainu at all. I'm not going to use my new goalkeeper at all. I'm just going to use all the players that have sacked Ollie, sacked Ten Hag, sacked Rangnick. That's what I'm going to do. And the players are sort of sat there going, the fans are sat there going, what are you selling? So you're basically just polishing a turd. I'm sorry, your formation's really interesting. Your system at Sporting was really compelling. But you're not selling anything new. You're using the same shit players that we've seen sack multiple managers. Don't tell me you want to stay at Man United. Don't tell me you're trying to build something here, because we're not stupid. You are trying to take the money. You want the 12 million. You are trying to sack yourself. Nobody is going to convince me of anything else now. I'm absolutely convinced that we're watching a manager trying to sack himself. He's basically saying to Ineos, what's it going to take? Because I ain't going to walk, so you're going to have to sack me. And I'm absolutely convinced, because no manager can be this stupid. And he ain't stupid. He speaks honest. You know, like Rangnick, I think he's given us some of the most honest and frank assessments of Man United. I think at the start, he did stuff that needed to be done. I think he's right to remove Anthony, Rashford, Sancho, Onana. You know, I think he's right to remove those players. But what he's doing with this team is incredible. You can't lose to Brentford. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to say the words hammer him out, because I'm quite stubborn. But you can't lose to Brentford. And that, you can't. I said it at the start of the game. I'm not respecting Brentford. Like, it's Brentford. We've spent £200 million on our attack, and we're losing to Brentford. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable at all. It gets to a point now where you just go, you know, these are the sort of games that we spoke about. You know, the Watfords for Ollie, the West Hams for Ten Hag. These are the games. Amrim said Mainu completes with Bruno. Now he's subbing off Agate for Mainu. Never seen such a contradiction in all my life, says Faris. Jacob said it's cheaper to sack him after a year, says Phil Smith. Midfielder was more important than Sesko in the summer, says Demart. Another team with a better midfielder, says Kevin. Well, there's no point in having Sesko if you can't provide service. So you've just wasted £70 million. Amrim out, says Barry. Mark, Amrim not making changes at half-time was insane. Second half, he was relying on luck. I think you're right. He wants to be sacked, says Just P. Did the board not know Bruno would never work in the system? Like we brought a manager in who plays completely different, says Ryan. I'm in the US and I'm glad I didn't wake up for this, says Raphael. Where did you predict Man United would finish, says Wayne? Between 6th and 10th. I think it's time for him to get the sack, says Salty Gamer. I want Xavi or any 4-3-3 attack-minded coach, says JB. Brentford are on the attack. I'm lost for words. It's so bad, says Cola. Well, the players have definitely given up. Skippy says, I can hear Amrim spouting. We were in control of the game, just had moments. We weren't in control. We had no purpose. Oh, Brentford should have won by more. Don't let the missed penalty be something that clouds your judgment. Gambion, thank you very much for your super chat. Torture, says Ice King. You wonder if Bruno gets another yellow in suspension, will it be good to see him not play? That's the only good thing that could happen apart from an equaliser, Bruno getting sent off. You need Luis Enriquez as pilot guy. He ain't going to come here, though, is he? He would favour youngsters and not let Bruno rule him. Master Crayola says, I don't want Amrin to get sacked, but he is getting sacked. Just hope we get Nuno and not Southgate. Players and manager don't look bothered, says Jake. Well, good luck on the player ratings, because I'm intrigued to see who you vote for as man of the match, but I'm also intrigued to see what certain players get. Remember, 6 is average. Starfy man of the match. I'm very interested to see what you do on that. Let me just put it up on the QR code for you there. You can go through the link in the description, or you can sign up through the QR code, which is pinned on your screen at the moment. Brentford have got a breakaway here. 2v2. Oh my God. Don't tell me this keeper's any good. Unless that deflects, don't tell me. I'm gonna reserve judgment here. I'm gonna reserve judgment here. Yellow shorts, yellow by name, yellow by nature. Cowards FC. Absolute fucking cowards. I said 3-1 in this game. I didn't mean Brentford. I meant Man United. Absolute fucking cowards. Absolute fucking cowards. I'm telling you, this better deflect. Show us the fucking replay. Stop celebrating. Show us the replay. Yeah. Breakaway, breakaway, breakaway. I think it's Mainu who loses the ball. It surely deflects. This has to be a deflection because it's straight in the fucking middle. No, it's just crap goalkeeping. Yeah, pink shirts. It's the pink shirt. That's fucking rubbish goalkeeping, that is. Who's defending this pratting goal? Who is defending this? Can you all come out again? Can I have, hello? Oh, you know, can I have some apologies, please? Fucking Beender's good. Straight at him. It's the pink shirt. It's the pink shirt, Marcus. He's fucking rubbish. Fucking, I've seen Phil Jones in a pair of pink boots. Fucking rubbish. I'm now watching a goalkeeper in a pink fucking shirt. He's fucking rubbish. He may as well be wearing skin. Goalkeeper my arse. Naked. Fucking rubbish. Absolutely fucking rubbish. People are shouting at me, telling me this goalkeeper's good. Straight at him. Straight at him. You may as well put a bloody traffic cone in goal. Bring back Anana. Oh, he's good. He's a good goalkeeper. Stop picking on him. Fucking straight at him. Keeper is absolute shit as well. Mate, that I thought it deflected. Pink wanker. Fucking hell. Do you think he'll get sacked tonight? He's lost the dressing room, mate. He's lost the, like, I am not going to say Amrim out, but he has lost the dressing room. He's like literally lost the dressing room. Like, the players are not playing for him. Bruno Fernandes is an absolute disgrace as a captain as well. Final whistle. Look, I don't care. I've tweeted it. It's locked into history now. He is a disgrace as a captain. I didn't like what he did to Yoro 2 weeks ago, and Amrin backed him on that. I think he should have apologised to Yoro. Amrin backed him on it. He's fucking kept him on for 90 minutes. He's missed 2 penalties this season already. He's cost us 3 goals already this season. He's put in an absolute fucking stinker. He's fucking rubbish. I'm sorry. You know, I know Bruno FC won't like it. I think Bruno used to be our best player. Now he's a fucking liability. And of course it's all going to be about the manager. Of course it will be all about the manager. But ultimately, He goes bigger than that. It goes a lot bigger than that. Somebody just said there, I used to love Bruno, but he's holding his back. Fucking rubbish. Rubbish. And I take no pleasure in being shit at the end, but I told you he's shit. Absolute shit. Right, let's go over to the match reaction. I can't wait for your player ratings. I'll be over there in a minute. United lose 3-1 to Brentford. Yeah, well, whoever's backing that shit, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's Brentford. It's fucking Brentford at the end of the day. Well done to Brentford, by the way. It should have been 6. Totally deserved to win it, but it's Brentford. I'll see you on the match reaction. I'll be there in a minute.